Good evening and welcome in to the next episode of Men of a Certain Age on Sports. And this week we're going to get into the AFC West. We're going to talk about the NFL class of 2023. We're going to get into this whole Eric Bieniemy thing. Also, the Team USA took to the court, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about that and how they showed out on their first time getting out on the court. We're also going to talk about the NBA Hall of Fame class of 2023. They're actually getting inducted today.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to get into that class. And last but not least, we're going to touch on the Doc, man, P. The Doc done got into the news and got into some hot water just for having his own opinion. So we're going to
Julius Irving.
Man, say word. The Doc done got into some hot water, so we're going to chop it up about that as well. But first things first, Pete, how you doing, my guy?
Man, I was watching my Bills preseason game. It's on. Actually, it's on now.
Okay.
But, with the preseason, you get a little bit of the starters. You just watching rookies, seeing who may get cut. Somebody drop a ball, you go, whoosh. He ain't coming back. Right. But none of the starters are really playing. I was just checking it out. How you, fam?
Man, I'm cool, man. As you talking, I got the Bears and the Titans on in the background right now as well. So while you mentioned it, how did Anthony Richardson look in a couple plays he got over?
He looks like he has a strong arm. He zips the ball. He threw a pick, but it was more of a trying to get rid of it too quickly. Okay. But he looked like he'll develop into a good quarterback. He's strong. He's big. You know what I'm saying? Once he gets the offense down packed, I think he's going to be a problem, fam, to be honest with you.
There's no question about that. Speaking of the rookie quarterbacks, man, Stroud got in the game. Was it last night? Not Thursday night he played. Okay. And he also threw a pick. So they was on him talking about, I'm like, man.
That's part of the game.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You got to think that that's going to happen, especially his first time out.
Man, shit, you miss all the shots you don't take. You better take a fucking shot.
Say word. So you got to give those kids a little bit of leeway. As we're talking about the NFL, as I said during the rundown of what we were going to talk about, Lord, I mentioned the whole Eric Bieniemy thing. I don't know if you up on what the talk has been, but what I did was I got a little clip of one of your favorites up here spouting his little view on the things, and then a couple people reacting to that, so I'm gonna play that clip and then we're gonna come back and chop it up about that.
My man.
Andy Reid.
Ooh, love Andy. That's right.
And Eric Bieniemy was the coordinator, and I saw a story yesterday that came out where Ron Rivera's like, his intensity is not for everybody. Does it concern you?
For me, I've said something about this in the past, and everybody killed me for it. Oh, why he's, is he mad about this, mad about that? No, I think Eric Bieniemy, I think he'll be a good head coach because he's big on the discipline, making everybody accountable. But I never seen him as a coordinator. He never really called plays. He never installed no plays, anything like that. But the thing that alarmed me the most was their relationships with the players. And the one thing why Andy Reid is such a great coach, obviously the X's and O's part of it, right. But he can relate to players. He can understand them. He can adjust. From when I had him at 20 years old to having him in 2019, he changed. And you got to change with the times. And I think with Bieniemy, he's still stuck in that old back in the days where the coaches is cussing the players out. And it's not how it's played nowadays. Like, even with Coach Rivera talking about it, he said that's a different approach. Now, I was part of that Kansas City Chiefs championship team.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. That one of the first things I noticed is how he talks to the players. It was like, you can't talk to these players. And if you notice all the players he has issues with, fights with, arguments with on the sideline, and if you notice when the players speak of Eric Bieniemy, they say he's a really good coach. He's disciplined. He cares. He has your back. They don't say nothing about how he's teaching them, how he's making them better. And you never would see that because he didn't do a lot of that. When I was with him, I didn't see a lot of that. So I just think that when Rivera talked about the players that are coming up to talk to him, these ain't third-string guys. These ain't second-string guys. These are starters. Hey, coach, I'm all down for the tough coaching, but when you start ripping players and cussing them out and cursing them out, you're not gonna get the best out of him. And I think he doesn't realize that times have changed.
How about Tyreek Hill, an all-pro wide receiver who took to Twitter and said, man, there is no other coach that has your back like EB. Take that coaching and get better. We've all been through it. It's tough, but I promise you, it will make you better. All right, so Booker, you've been a part of a lot of winning cultures. What do you think of the reaction from players to Eric Bieniemy's coaching style?
Players are just soft. I think they've become accustomed to the surroundings and the culture that they have in Washington. But seriously, guys, let's be honest. The reason you get a new coach, the reason you get a new offensive coordinator is because the old one wasn't doing a good enough job. And when you have a guy with the track record of Eric Bieniemy, a guy that's been to 5 consecutive AFC title games, a guy that's won 2 Super Bowls, and oh, by the way, he coached the best quarterback in football along with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, you're going to talk about the way he coaches you. I couldn't get enough of Eric Bieniemy if I was a player of that Washington offense, nor would I care how hard he coached me. The fact that they have to complain and tell people, I don't like his coaching style. Well, guess what? The previous style didn't work for you because the offense wasn't good enough. And so people are saying, should Ron Rivera have aired this? I like this because oftentimes a head coach is speaking to his team through the media. And when he let us know that the players are being a little soft, that tells you everything you need to know about the players on the Washington offense. It's not about who the quarterback is going to be. It's about the mentality. Take the coaching, get better, and move on. If I were a player in that locker room, I would feel really bad and really just not understanding of how we got to the point where we're complaining about being coached hard.
So yeah, P, there you have it. I'm gonna let you go ahead and give your thoughts on this whole situation.
Eric sleeping with Bieniemy. Yeah, man. It's just, I think it's a style thing, a different style of coaching. Shady McCoy was saying it wasn't his particular, he didn't like the style of it. He liked how Andy Reid coached him. Bro, was Andy Reid ever an actual player in the league? Do you know?
No.
I don't think so. Was Eric Bieniemy a running back in the league?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was. You know what I'm saying? I think there's so much money in the league right now that players get to a point where they're almost coddled. And when it come time to criticize or tell them to let's go, get ready, get out of the huddle, because I think with Eric Bieniemy, he's more of a tempo guy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, even in practice, because you practice how you play. He's more of a get out of the huddle quickly, get to the line, let's go. And with that particular style of coaching, he probably uses some words that, that these younger kids aren't accustomed to hearing because they're growing up in a more of a, I don't want to say soft, but it's not like how we grew up. Coaches just hollering and screaming at you. You know what I'm saying? I done got it many a times. I'm telling you, even your brother hit me like, are you going to be a player or not? What are you doing out here? You
Rest in peace to big bro. Rest in peace, baby.
Peace to big bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like you take what the coach is saying, not how he's saying it.
Right.
That's what I live by. But see, I could be, that's me. I'm different. I could take it. I got thick skin. And some of these players coming up, they were so coddled. Like I said before, they were so coddled that once they get to a certain area and someone's screaming at them, it's like they can't take it. But you getting paid millions to take it. Man, go ahead and take that, man. Take what that man is giving you, put it on the field, and you may win a Super Bowl because he got Super Bowls under his belt. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's me. You scream at me, I'm going to listen to what you're saying and go try to correct it because obviously as a coach, you want to win, so you're trying to help me, help you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it, fam.
Check this out, fam. It's like this for me. You know what I mean? First of all, what you call your man back in the day, Shady McCoon, first is coming from Shady. And then my second thought is this. Did the players like just get together? Like, yo, he bugging. You know what I'm saying? He tripping. Why he going so hard? It's day 2. That's real weak for me, man.
Man, get your ass out there and do what he say. He got Super Bowls. You got Super Bowls? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
That's it.
I'm not a Booger McFarland fan at all. But Booger was on 100. He was on point. Man, if you don't get out there and do what that coach tell you to do, man, come on, man. Stop being soft.
Listen, man. If he ain't out there calling you bitch ass nigga.
This is Al Pennyfeather, and there is just bitch assness rampant everywhere I look. Up, down, and all around. I just seen about a dozen people walk by me that had just so much bitch assness in them, it was ridiculous.
That was close, y'all. Bitch assness is back.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
If he ain't out there calling you bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? If he ain't out there disrespecting like that, man, can you line up and come off the ball? You know,
he probably hitting him with the "What the fuck are you doing out there?" What the hell's going on out here? Let's go. Pretty much.
Could it be
if you can't take that, then you don't need to be in the league. Fuck out of here.
Could it be that he's demanding a little bit more than the previous coach when y'all didn't make the playoffs? You know what I mean? And y'all was averaging 17.5 points a game. You know what I'm saying? That's the days and the times we live in now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's my mental.
Right.
So it's that type of thing. Shout out to Eric Bieniemy, man. Do your thing, man, because you can only do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Shout out to Eric sleeping with Bieniemy.
Way they was doing it wasn't working.
That's why he there.
Check me out and see how I get down. If it worked, then if it don't, then y'all know I'll be out of here.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we're going to keep it moving. With that being said, last weekend, they had the Hall of Fame, and they inducted, I should say, the 2023 class in Canton. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the class, and we're going to take a look at the class here.
Yes, sir.
So here we go. Give me one moment, and I'm going to go ahead and get this right for us. I promise that. Here we go, y'all. While we rock it to that Big L and Primo back there. You know what I'm saying? Shout to them, man.
That's that heat.
Come on, man. They're going to make it do what it do, baby. So, yeah, here we go with the class of 2023. We got Rondé Barber from the Bucks. We got Coach Don Coryell from
Aaron Coryell, baby.
Remember when Chuck Muncie used to come with the ugly cage and the gargles?
Doug Muncie.
Come on, man.
Shout out to my man Leon Pickford. He looked exactly like Chuck Muncie. I remember he played for Apollo. He had the same number 46 as Chuck Muncie, the same frames with the tape in the middle. Shout out to Shug Pickford.
Shout out to Shaft, man, my dude. We also got a Cowboy legend, Chuck Howley. We got Joe Klecko from the New York Sackets.
Yes, baby.
Sackets changed. Then we got Revis Island. You know what I mean? Then you got the OG Ken Riley. Remember Ken Riley, Lord, back with the Bengals? He used to play with the OJ mask at the DB. You know
yes, sir. Yes,
Come on,
sir.
Man. Shout out to Ken Riley, man. Then you got Big Joe Thomas. You know what I mean? And then you got Zach Thomas. And then you got DeMarcus Ware, man. Did you catch him singing for the national anthem at the Hall of Fame game?
I didn't catch that. Wow.
Goodness. Yeah, man. Ooh-wee.
DeMarcus.
Yeah, shout out to him for getting out there and putting it down. You know what I'm saying? But hey, what you think about that class here, Lord?
Yo, what's up with Devin Hester not getting in, fam? What you think about that? I think he was like, he wasn't inducted, but he was on the list of inductees, and he didn't make it again. I don't think Woodson made it either, though. You know
Charles Woodson?
Yeah, did he make it?
I think Woody is in.
Is he in already? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, man,
special teams?
Hester Tasker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? I ain't got Hester as no Hall of Famer, but I'm hard on dudes though, man.
Yeah.
It's like I look at that class, man, and I'm like, that's the Hall of Good, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hall of Famers. I want to let's dive into this a little bit, man. Let me pull up some numbers on these cats. Man.
Okay.
You know, let's see what we got here. Let's go. The first person we saw was Rondé Barber.
Rondé played for some years though, fam. So he probably accumulated a bunch of picks.
Exactly. Because you are a compiler, does that make you a Hall of Famer?
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Longevity means that you care about your body and, you know what I'm saying, taking care of yourself so you can stay in the league. But the longevity would add to your statistics also.
Yeah, no question.
But you can see Revis Island, his talent was just outspoken. He would shut the whole side of the field down at times. I don't know. Like you said, it's the pros of the pros in the hall. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to walk in there and see a bust of somebody that you feel like.
And I don't disrespect none of these dudes because they put the work in. So let's do this. Here we go. Let's do this. So you look at Rondé Barber. He came in the league in 97.
Okay.
All right. So we just going to base it on, we're going to look at how many INTs he had in his career. So he had 47 total, and he played from 97 to 2012. All right. So now his career high in interceptions was 2001, which is 10. Then he had a season that he didn't have a pick.
Wow.
And he was all pro. Let's see.
How many picks total, fam?
He had 47 total. All right. Here we go. He was all pro. First team all pro 3 times. All right. So now let's compare him with Revis. Rondé got 47 total.
That's 3 picks a year, 15 years average.
So Revis came in the league in 07 and he retired in 17. So he played 8 years. Let's see. So he got a total of 29 interceptions. And the most he's had in a season is 5. And he's had 2 seasons with no picks. his last year and his third year, 22.
Right.
He's all pro. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Got more all pros.
5.
Barber.
5 times. But yeah, man. Shout to them for getting in. But again, I know because it's big business now.
Right.
The NFL, and they have the enshrinement, and everybody comes, and then they have the television, and it's a big theatrical thing. But I think, man, some of them years, y'all don't need to put a boy in there.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all really reaching, because, but again, it's big business, so it ain't never gonna get to that. But you think of Rondé Barber? You think of Hall of Famer?
No, not exactly, because we grew up on football. We grew up on Lester Haynes, Mike Haynes. You know what I'm saying? We grew up on them boys, and they're like almost superheroes to us. So when you see like somebody that you watched growing up, even the Revis Island, you would think it wouldn't be now. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, later on.
Yeah.
It's like they too quick to put somebody in the hall. You know what I'm saying? You putting somebody bus, you putting Zach Thomas bus in there with LT.
Yeah, Zach Thomas.
Come on, man.
When you think of Zach Thomas, you think Hall of Fame.
Think Hall of Fame when you think Zach Thomas. Man. You think Miami Dolphins, 5'4",
no neck.
You know what I'm saying? No neck, chasing boys. You know what I'm saying? Out there like RoboCop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, like you said,
it's again commercial. It's really commercial right now. I don't see Zach Thomas is definitely, to me, not a Hall of Famer. I wouldn't say Rondé Barber is a Hall of Famer either. Darrelle Revis, he didn't do it long enough.
It ain't long enough, fam. You know,
and then 2 of those years, he didn't even have a pick. 1.
You could be a great player, but you don't have to be not a Hall of Famer sometimes.
It's supposed to be levels to it, right?
Yeah. But they pushing the issue, fam. It's politics and money, man. That's all it is.
Say word. So we're gonna keep it moving, and we're gonna stay on that NFL type thing, man. We talked about last time we topped it up. We talked about the NFC West. Now this time we're gonna go to the AFC West. You know what I'm saying? And in that West, we got Kansas City, the Raiders, and the Broncos. So the Broncos was on last night with the preseason, and I didn't see any of that game due to the fact that I was watching the Hip Hop 50 concert. You know what I'm saying? But they say Russ played all the way into the second quarter. So I guess your boy Sean Payton is trying to
see what he got.
Right, trying to put boys to the test and say, ain't no freebies around here and none of that. Did you see any highlights or anything from that game last night?
I didn't see any highlights, but I heard he was out there on Sports Talk.
Yeah, and your boy Sean Payton, him and Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, and we're gonna get to them down the line. But
right,
they got a little bickering because he screamed on the coach from last year. We talked about that a little bit.
We talked about that last show,
on the last episode. So they got beef. So that I think they get together and bang heads on like week 5. So that's definitely going to be a game boys. Eyes on that one for sure. But also in that division, you got LA Chargers. What you think about the Chargers? How you feel about the Chargers, Lord?
I got them finishing. Obviously, I got the Chiefs finishing on top. Until somebody stop the Chiefs, they're gonna come out of that division. But I got the Chargers like 11-6-ish. You know what I'm saying? I think they got a nice balance of offense and defense. Obviously, they got a quarterback that's nice. You know what I mean? I think they can compete with the Chiefs, but I think they're going to fall short of winning that division. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the West is a pretty deep division.
Yeah, it's competitive, man.
You got to look at that division. You got the young goat boy and Herbert. He would be the youngest in the division.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Then you got the OG and Russ. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the champion and your boy Mahomes.
Right.
And then you got Playboy Jimmy with Vegas.
Jimmy G.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's take a look at what the Chargers open up with and how they look. So let's see. Oh, that's preseason. So they open up with the Dolphins. So that's definitely one.
That's a banger right there.
Because the Dolphins got a lot of hype coming with them. So that's going to be a good one. Then they come down here to the Titans. They come down here. Then they got Soda, the Raiders. Again, they got like an early bye,
right.
Week 5. Then they got Dallas. That's a Monday nighter. The Chiefs, the Bears, Detroit. So they got a
tough schedule.
Pretty tough road to toe. You know what I'm saying? So next, we're gonna look at the Raiders. How you feel about the Raiders with Playboy Jimmy coming in there?
I think the Raiders will finish probably 6-11 at the bottom of the heap. To be honest with you, I think people think that Jimmy G is an upgrade from Carr, but in my opinion, they're gonna be surprised. They're gonna miss Carr a little bit, but we'll see what happens when they get out there on the field. But I got them finishing like 6-11, fam.
Yeah, let's take a look and see what the Raiders got popping. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say about the Raiders. To tell you the truth, it's a tough division, as we just talked about.
Right, because they're going to keep taking L's in their own division. You know what I mean?
Quarterback-driven division by far. So, again, we know they open. Then they at the Bills.
Come up here and get this L.
That's a long way
to
come.
Get this L
get
up here, man.
That bully foot. Then they got the Steelers, Chargers, Green Bay, the Jets.
That's an L.
The Sharks. Where's they buy at? 13. They got a late buy, so they gonna come limping into that buy. Man, please.
Can we rejuvenate?
You know what I'm saying? So next, after the Raiders, then we got the Chefs, man. They've been on top for a long time, man. They really been since really 2020. Since 2020, they've been running the AFC.
Yeah, Mahomes, man. Let's see what they do without Bieniemy though, too. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a vital part of that offense, even though the head coach is an offensive genius to me, because he makes changes within the game plan. You know what I'm saying? Within the actual game, he'll make changes, which is something that you would think all head coaches could do, but he does it so well. Then he got a quarterback who can throw passes behind his back, over his head. He can run if he have to. You know what I'm saying? The guy is phenomenal.
He does.
I don't like the dude.
He does play like he at the Rucker.
Like he playing He's playing street football around this one.
Oh, baby.
You know what I'm saying? He should have a street ball football name. I don't know. We might have to come up with something for him. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to have to give something to him, but hopefully now it's loaded finally so we can take a look and see what they schedule look like. You know what I'm saying? So they open up at the building with Detroit. So they say these boys,
the Lions
got a different type
squad,
of squad. They got a different type of roar coming into this season. You know what I'm saying? And then they at Jacksonville. That's a sneaky game right there.
If they at, that's an L.
They at Jacksonville. It's going to be like 110 in Jacksonville.
I got the Chiefs losing 4 games. That's one of them.
Then they got the Bears. Then they at the Jets. And they at Denver.
They at Denver, fam? I know it's the divisional game, but did they play them first?
Denver come to Arrowhead.
That's a win for the Chiefs.
And then they got the Chargers, the Broncos, Dolphins. They got to buy like week 10. That's about right. You know what I mean? 17 games. It ain't really
after
too
the
early,
Dolphins, fam.
Really too late.
They got to buy. Yeah.
And then after that bye, they got Philly coming to Arrowhead.
That's gonna be a banger. What is that? A late game?
That's a Monday night.
It's gonna be hard to get up for work after that one right there, bro. Yeah.
So then they got the Raiders. Wow. No, oh man, that's gonna be when we in Vegas, yo.
We might have to check the tickets.
Word, that's where we're gonna be in Vegas, yo.
After this, we're gonna have to check for some tickets. You have to get that one.
And they got the Bills. Bills go to Arrowhead. That's week 14. That's a 325. That's a Tony Romo, Jim Nantz special.
Hating Romo.
Yeah.
See, the thing about the Bills and the Chiefs, the Bills will beat the Chiefs when it don't matter. Get in the playoffs and get smoked. But not this year, baby. Not this year.
They close with Cincinnati and the Chargers. So they got a beefy schedule. They got
that boy behind center, though, man. They got that boy, man.
So I'm gonna ask you. I already know what you're gonna say. Until somebody do it, you got the Chefs winning the
Chefs. The Chefs is winning. The Chargers coming in second. We got the Broncos, then the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you go in. All right, so I gotta go Chefs number one. Until somebody knock them off, they got to be there. They that boy. So on Chefs number one. So I'm gonna say Sean P got the Broncos
over the Chargers.
Looking different this year. So I got the Chargers. I don't trust their coach, man. That Brandon Staley dude, he was doing them 3rd and 3s and stupid stuff like that. A couple years ago.
Playing Madden with them boys and shit.
Man, thank you. Ain't no reset button in the NFL, B. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't trust them. And then the Chargers is never healthy.
Yeah.
Derwin James hurt. Bosa, somebody always, one of them cats is always nicked or somehow. Subject to change. If they stay healthy, they could win the division. Right. That's the team that I could see winning the division, other than the Chiefs, if it all come together with their health and everything, because they got mass talent over there. You know what I mean? And then I got the Raiders bringing up the rear, man. So I got the Chefs, the Broncos,
then the
Chargers, and then the Raiders, man. So yeah, man. As we continue on, man, as we continue to build and destroy, man, we're gonna move over to the NBA / USA Team USA playing ball, man. Was you able to check them out?
Yeah,
at all?
When you hit me, I put it right on. You know what I'm saying? I was at the job, but the job had to wait because I had to watch the game. You know what I'm saying? My priorities was I had to watch the game to see what they look like, though. You know what you think, fam?
Man, surprisingly, I shouldn't say surprisingly. They look good. You know what I mean? Let's take a look. I got some clips, man. Let's take a look at them and see what they was really out there doing, man. to see, like we was
Jaren
talking
Jackson,
about,
yeah.
Jaren Jackson, Brunson, and B.I. gonna have to be the catalyst. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, and Edwards ain't no joke either, though. Man, lives. Yeah.
And live. I like Ant Man.
It looked like for a minute Puerto Rico was going to be in the game for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But then when Austin Reeves came off the bench, fam.
Yeah. He was trying to go with his rucker a little bit. I'm like, look at him. He out here shaking and baking. He was trying to go a little bit. I'm like, oh, shit.
Back door.
Back door.
One kid, Waters, for Puerto Rico, was lighting the USA team ass up.
Yeah, the point guard cat, right? Yeah.
Busting their ass.
Get it down.
I think this is a Steve Kerr type, run type, hustle type squad, B. If they keep it up and play together and run because all 5 of them, they run. You know what I'm saying? Once whoever gets the outlet, they taking off, man. They can keep that going. They're gonna create some problems. They're gonna keep on some problems with them, man. You know?
But if they're gonna run, they're gonna have to be on the defense. They're gonna have to be on the defense.
Gotta play defense too. They play together too, like they've been playing together, even though they haven't. You know what I'm saying? Which is, it's rare for a team to come together like that and have that type of cohesiveness early.
Speaking of them, they on today. They on later on today.
We're gonna have to catch that.
Might be on now. That's my dude right there, B.I.
Sneaky nice.
Difference maker, man. You know what I'm saying?
B.I. be looking like he smoked a pound before the game started and shit.
Right?
Out there relaxed, busting your ass. Eyes half shut, letting you have it.
That's the point guard.
Yeah, I think his last name is Waters, I think it is.
Yeah.
He was letting their ass have it. I was like, if somebody don't knock him on his ass, man, come on, man.
Quick.
They got to play. They play Canada today, fam.
I don't know. I didn't look to see who it was.
Canada,
did you
fam.
see? Okay. Is RJ hooping for them? Oh, word. So what about what's my man from Denver?
Oh, yeah. He plays, but the last game they played, RJ was a leading scorer. Like, he was just hot. You know how he get. He's streaky.
How we can't remember his name, and he was just lighting boys up in the finals. Jamal Murray.
Yeah, Murray from up around here, Toronto area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Toronto got some. I think Siakam or what? Somebody else. One of them other cats is playing for Canada too.
Yes.
And I don't think it's Siakam because Siakam is from
He probably playing for the Congo too. Yeah, Canada got boys. They got boys that can ball, you know.
Reeves. How you feel about his game,
Reeves?
Lord? Yeah.
He gives me I know my role vibe. And he gonna get out there and do what he got to do. Like the last time we talked about him, I was talking about how he wasn't able to get his own shot off in particular, but it looks like he's gotten better. And in this situation, he comes off the bench and he to the Baja with it. And he can shoot it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's an asset. He's an asset, man. I like his game.
Yeah, he ain't scared. That's one thing for sure you can say.
To the rack.
He ain't scared. You know what I mean? Shout out to Austin Reeves, man.
For the LA Laker fans out there, y'all got yourself a boy.
Shout out to the Lakers, man. Yeah, man. That was Team USA and how they put it down, man. Since we talking Team USA NBA. Again, today, later on this evening, they introducing the 2023 class for the NBA, for the National Basketball. No, it's the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. Let's take a look and see who we got going in to the NBA Hall of Fame. So here we go. We got the class of 2023. We got Gene Bess, Gary Blair, Paul Gasol, Becky Hammond, David Hickson, Gene Cady, Dirk Nowitzki, Tony Parker, Greg Popovich, Jim Valvano, rest in peace, Coach Valvano, Dwayne Wade, and the 1976 U.S. Women's Olympic team. So obviously, shout out to everybody who got elected into the Hall of Fame, the class of 2023, the writers and everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we're going to look at, first and foremost, the players and some of the coaches that we know about. So, Paul Gasol, Lord, what about
See,
Paul?
the thing about the Basketball Hall of Fame, it's not necessarily NBA. It's just basketball.
Right.
From a basketball standpoint, Powell done played. He's a worldly player. You know what I'm saying? And he's an NBA champion. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him the nod. And like you said, like Austin Reeves wasn't scared. Shit. Powell wasn't scared either. I remember him going at Garnett at one point. Man, what is it? Let's do it. You know what I mean?
Man, if he don't, he better. Because if he don't, he really gonna get played. You know what I'm saying? What about the iron knee or the iron leg is Shaq Cole?
Dirk is that dude, man. Making them tough ass shots, man. People in his grill, he falling them backwards and shooting that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was one of those, not a point forward, but he just had ability at his position to shoot and go to the rack. He's definitely a Hall of Fame player to me, man. He was hard to defend, put it that way. He was a difficult player to defend and a champion.
We saw him cultivate his game for somebody that you like, oh yeah, whatever. To somebody like, man, he'll bust your ass.
He got better and better,
you know
right?
What I mean?
Every year.
Yeah. Every year. He got better and better. Like that mid-range game was where his staple was. Like Shaq called it, that iron leg, where he pivoted back on that foot and put that knee up. He wasn't gonna get to his shot.
Right.
You know
Then he had to realize this ain't France, man. This is the league. So he had to make sure he learned the NBA game. And once he got it down to a science, he was hard to stop, man. Dirk can bust your ass out there. Keep fucking around.
Couldn't stop him.
Salute to Dirk.
Man. You know. What about TP, man? Give it to me to engine number 9, man.
Tony Parker, man. It wasn't flashy, but he did what he needed to do. He got to the rack when he wanted to, and when that shot was open for him to shoot it, because he had Duncan, you know what I'm saying, he got a lot of open looks. He was knocking that shit down. He was giving boys problems. You know what I'm saying? And he's another player, fam, is he from France? Yes. He had to figure out the league. Once he did, and once he figured out he was quicker than everybody and had that quick cross, and he was right by you, he was right by your ass. You know, he was giving.
Tony Parker was a problem,
He's
man.
to give fucking Chris Paul to get them boys fits, man.
Shit. You look at that year when he won the Finals MVP. They couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? He was doing that spin move on them boys at 100 miles an hour, and it was like, man, he by me. And that's what it was. Shout out to TP, man. What about your man? number 3, man. We talked about D Wade the last episode. You know what I mean? Shout to D Wade, man. Congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame, man. How you feel about D Wade, that kid from Chi-Town?
I like the fact that D Wade picked his favorite player to induct him, Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was nice. D Wade, I like D Wade's game. He's explosive. I've watched D Wade since he was at Marquette. You know what I'm saying? And we got a boy here from the town that plays Cincinnati, Stokes. And Stokes was like, yo, this dude right here, D Wade, is a problem. This is before we really even knew about him. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I like D Wade's game. Flash, as they call him. I think he's a great player, deserves to be in the Hall.
Shout to Lenny Stokes, man. But yeah, man, that's when I first got onto D Wade, was watching him, Marquette, bang with Cincinnati. I'm like, who is this guy from Marquette giving these boys buckets? You know what I'm saying? And then he went to the Final Four that year, took it to Kentucky and Tubby and them boys. I'm like, man, this cat for real. You know what I mean? Shout out to D Wade, man. You put your thing down, man. I thought you stayed on the floor too much.
Yeah,
man.
he was
like,
always falling around and shit.
Man, this dude stayed laying on the floor. Like, damn. You know what I mean? But shout out to D Wade, man. Congratulations to everybody that was inducted into the Hall. Gene Katie with the mean comb over. You know what I'm saying? Looking mean. Looking like the Purdue Boilermaker on the bench and whatnot.
Yo, Gene
man.
Katie, man. Who cut that man? Who split that man wig like that, man?
Man, they would comb his hair and hit him with the scissors, cut it down and then comb it over.
They hit him with the shears. He had roadkill on the top of his shit, man. That shit looked crazy as hell. But shout out to Gene Katie.
Crazy as hell. Man, you made it, man. Shout out to him, man. And then Pop, man. Shout out to Popovich, man. Salute to you, man. You know, I got beef with you, man, for that whole load management thing. I blame you for that whole load management stuff. But other than that, man, I salute you on your career, man. Congratulations, man. So yeah, man, that was the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame inductees for the class of 2023. Shout out to Mark Spears, too, the writer, man, for also inducted, man. Shout out, Spears. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. As we continue on, Lord, one of the legends, man, has come in the news as of late because he merely gave his opinion on who he believed to be the top 10 players of all time. You know what I'm saying? And this person I'm talking about, man, is none other than the Dr. Julius Erving. You know what I'm saying? I gotta admit, like, Doc is probably the first professional athlete that I looked up to. You know what I'm saying? That, like, yo, like, you remember that Crest commercial when he jumped up to this, like, up on the second landing to give his wife the of Crest, man? Dr. J, man. Salute, man. I'm with you, fam. I'm rocking with you.
Check this out here, though. Check this out. What color docs did you have, though? Did you?
Shit, I had a red and white pair.
Baby.
Come on.
I had the white on white joints, right? And I had the red and white joints. And I used to put them like on my dresser and just look at the joints like this. Yeah, they don't know what's coming tomorrow. Which ones I'm wearing? Which ones? Man, I got in trouble for because in our house we had this like a wall, like an awning, and it was a circle, and I put a dot up there on the circle, and I put my docs on. I get to running and try to sky and hit the dot and shit.
Oh man, like, you try to get you up.
I'm in my docs in my drawers. In the living room, trying to, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Under rules and Dr. J's. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Yeah. When you went out for the team, what was the jersey number you wanted?
You wanted 6, man.
And fam, to my nieces and nephews, this is pre-MJ. So 6 was that number, yo. So yeah, man, like we were saying, Doc guys got into a little hot water, man, with the masses about his list. And one of the reasons why people was in their feelings, most people was in their feelings, is because he left off, God forbid, he left off LBJ off his top 10. So, Lord, you sent me a clip about what the doc had to say about that, man. Let me share the clip with the masses, yo.
Yes, sir.
If LeBron didn't chase rings, he would be in my top 10 all time.
That's facts. That's his
I got
facts,
him
though.
ranked
What the fuck, I mean?
at number 15 behind
Scotty.
And we know, y'all know how we feel about Scott Pippen. You know what I'm saying? Get out your feelings, Scotty. But yeah, man, that caught a lot of heat. So we got this one cat that got something to say about the doc, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this, share my screen. Then we gonna come back and chop it up. All right.
I want y'all to see the list. Dr. J, Julius Erving, the doctor, making house calls, one of the greatest ever. People can hate on me when I get on that list. Good and damn LeBron is a top 2 or top 3 player in the history of basketball. Why is LeBron James not on that list? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. That truly is ridiculous. You got to have LeBron on that list.
Commercial DJ.
I understand Jerry West is a silhouette. Love Jerry West daily. He was a killer. I get all of that. Elgin Baylor on the list. Oscar Robertson on the list. Of one of those three, somebody got to come out for Kobe. Nah, y'all pick one. Is it going to be Jerry West, who won 1 title in 9 tries? Is it going to be Elgin Baylor, power forward, whoever lived? He's not on a list because of Karl Malone? Really? Come on now. Karl Malone was great. The mailman delivered everything except the title. Jordan stopped him twice. Tim Duncan's got 5 rings. David Robinson never won a ring until Tim Duncan got there. Greg Popovich wasn't a champion until Tim Duncan arrived. And after they arrived, Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and those boys, Tim Duncan was there. In 2014, after losing the finals in 2013, because Greg Popovich mistakenly benches Tim Duncan, which allowed Chris Bosh to get the rebound off of a LeBron miss, kicks it out to Ray Allen in the right corner, and he swishes a 3 that ultimately prolongs the game and allows them to escape and force a Game 7 where they ultimately won the title. The next year, Popovich had Tim Duncan on the floor, and they smoked Miami in 5 games. Tim Duncan don't belong on that list. The greatest power forward ever. Come on, man. And last but not least, we just going to leave Larry Bird off that list? Dr. J, Julius Erving, I grew up loving you. But I also saw what Larry Bird did to you. En route to winning 3 titles in the 80s. We gonna leave we gonna leave Larry Bird off that list after what he did to you? I'm just saying, y'all.
So yeah, man, that's
Screaming A.
But before we go any further, let me go back and I'm gonna show y'all who Dr. J is. All right, hold tight.
Let him know, cousin.
Get in my poster.
Oh, two of them right there. Don't jump.
Oh! Don't bang on him like
Don't
that.
jump. The style.
Get in my poster.
Ooh, Doc with the fadeaway. For the win, baby. This is who Jordan was aspiring to be. Splash.
In your mouth.
Length of the court.
Oh,
Don't jump.
don't do it, Walter.
Walter knew it was
What
a
you
mistake.
complaining to the
He
ref
knew
for?
it was a mistake. Come on, man.
Woo!
Cross. 2 steps. Bang in your mouth. Wow. He launched that though.
Squared
Launched
up
that
too,
joint.
though.
He had no time. Oh,
Oh,
my goodness.
no. Oh, no. Yikes.
Mark Eaton, eat that. I remember this game in Dallas. Splash.
Big game.
Rock the cradle, baby. Rock the cradle.
Come on, man. I can remember watching that game, man, Sunday afternoon. Come
Rock
on,
the
man.
cradle on him, Julius. Cooper like, nah.
Mid-air, he thought like, no, let me get on down.
That's some old crazy shit right there. How you floating out of bounds, fam, and then come back under the time?
So yeah, man. Just to let y'all know who this man is that dared to have his own opinion based on who he's seen play. If he got Tiny Archibald on his list because he's seen Tiny do work, put work in, that's his list. You know what I'm saying?
See,
If
that said he was like,
if
his first maybe 10 players was when he was like 15 years old were his favorite players at that particular time. I saw an interview. And the thing about, like you said, Nate was leading the league in scoring and assists.
and assists.
Nate was nice out there letting boys have it. Of course, he would be on my list if I saw him play. You know what I mean? But you can't get on. Man, Gary Gnu is wild, man. You know, but Gary Gnu is what? A commercial DJ. Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if he ain't got Bird on his list, that's his choice not to have Bird on his list. Him and Bird was rivals from the time Bird got into the league until Doc retired. And he just may not respect him like you do, Stephen A.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And one other thing about Elgin Baylor, everybody talk about the Euro step. Go back and watch Elgin. He was doing that Euro way before they was talking about a Euro step, letting boys have it, coming from here and going here and laying that thing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Again, his heroes. My top 5 all time may not look like P's top 5 of all time. You know what I mean? We may have overlapping players, but then I may have a player that he may not have, and he might have it. He might have that player at 15, and he in my top 5. How can I be mad?
Respect
You know
Doc
what I mean?
list, man.
Man, exactly. And it ain't like he had no busters on his list.
Ballers. Yeah.
No disrespect. It wasn't like he said Andrew Toney and Mo Cheeks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These was all-time great players that he had on his list. Yeah, 2023 is hard for somebody that was born in 1970
right
to not have Kobe or LeBron or Big Fundamental or Shaq. You know what I mean? You think about it, he didn't even have Moses on his list.
Anchor. You know what I mean?
You know, that chip don't come until 444 come through the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Again, so if Larry Bird didn't have Doc in his top 5 or top 10, would y'all be going crazy?
Wouldn't say a damn thing.
So yeah, man. Lord. So yeah, man, this was the latest episode of Men of a Certain Age on sports, man. We're glad that y'all tuned in, man. We're going to continue to build and destroy over the next couple of weeks, especially as the NFL season continues to heat up. I'm a super duper college dude. I know my brethren is not as heavy in the college football as me, but we also got to get into that whole realignment thing. That shit is crazy. So that's some of the things that we're gonna get into. Also, in the next couple episodes, man, we're gonna get out of here, man. Thanks again for tuning in. Please like, share, and also subscribe, man. We appreciate y'all for giving us some time this afternoon, man. And as always, man, as long as the love and the trust is there, we gonna grow, man.
Peace and love, Men of a Certain Age Sports. Let us know about your teams that you love. Hit us up, like Fro said. Share, subscribe. Let us know how you feel. Represent your squads. Peace.
1-1.